episode for you today. We do. Let's go. Hey. Oh. Let's go. It's Law Nation with your midday sports report and more. Shout out to the mighty Troy Aikman. Yeah. All right. Come on. This ain't no party like a cowboy party. Let's ride. Yeah. For your mind. Revelation in time, you will understand. You will. Cowboy Nation, one way or another. Shout out to Trayvon Diggs on that interception. It's going pretty good on my Twitter and Instagram. Appreciate all of the followers and the HBOs and the SGs in the house. Let's go. Yeah. Come on. Ain't no party like a Law Nation party as well. Come on. Come on. Hey. Oh. Mama, there go that man again. Yeah. Jerry, tell him one time. Say it. What do you want?
I want me some Eldorado.
Don't we all? Shout out to the YouTube, Facebook, the algorithm and beyond. Yeah. You understand? It's all good over here. We almost finished with this one. Building the plane while it's in the air. Yeah.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
This is Sparta!
Yeah. All right. Right. Come on. Let me see that Law Nation logo one time. Come on. Hey. Yeah. Come on. You're rocking with the nation. Right, left. Hey. Oh. Come on, nation. Yeah. Come on. Jerry.
I want me some Eldorado.
Really appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in. What a wonderful day we had the previous day, of course, and now we're heading into week 2. Shout out to all of my guys that was on the final word. Big Game James, Boss Cowboy, as well as the OC. We had a great time last night, and we just want to follow up. Solo dolo today, though, but we want to follow up on most of the things that we talked about. Defense need to step up in this next game. I believe we can punch, dare I say, Herbert in the mouth, and he's going to go through his reads and say, you know what, I'm tired of getting hit, and then that's when pressure busts pipes, right, Cowboy Nation? So that is what we should do. But we also going to listen in to Troy Aikman, but we can't listen to Troy Aikman without Michael Irvin. So we're going to listen to a snippet from Michael Irvin, too, on Lyle Collins, and then we're going to wash our hands with it and be done with that part of it. Is that okay with you guys? Is that okay? Cowboys are number 1. Appreciate you. That's a cold-blooded YouTube name. Let me set this thing up so y'all can see y'all names reflecting over there on the channel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Normally have. There we go. A little offbeat there, but it's all good. Now that you guys can see it, be sure to understand and realize we on multiple platforms. We on Facebook. Oh, let me just fix this thing up too. Let me make sure I got that. We on Facebook. We also on YouTube, the Twitter, Twitch, Roku, Amazon TV, Fire Stick. Come on, baby. Come on. Yeah. And appreciate you, Jay Farm, for dropping 25 off yesterday, and as well as Landon, appreciate you for jumping in. I thank you for that. Let me see what Jay Form had to say over there earlier. Appreciate everybody for being part of this episode.
Zach Martin was a tackle in college. Difference is he had the best line coach, Bill Callahan, to help him with position change to guard in the NFL.
Facts. And also Sin City, Cowboy.
Showing you some love to Law.
Appreciate you for the $9.99 donation, man. I really appreciate you guys. Jay Form for the $25 donation and Sin City for the $9.99. I really appreciate you guys for those donations. And yeah, you're right. There come a time when you may be asked to do something that you don't want to do, dare I say. But true leaders roll up their sleeves and they say, you know what? Although this is not my job and responsibility, I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. But dog it, make sure, down the line that I get my compensation the way it's supposed to be when it's time for to do the negotiation. That's just how it goes. Heavy is the crown. That's just how that part goes as well. But let's listen in to the playmaker, Michael Irvin. Not going to keep you guys long on waiting for to hear him. Shout out to 105.3.
Suspended 5 games, missed 7 tests. But the NFL is kind of
this is my son.
Unclear as to the rule on this. As a teammate, are you more upset with the NFL coming down with him on a suspension, or are you more upset with your teammate for missing 7 tests?
I'm blown away with how you missed 7 tests. These people, it's not like, hey, we're going to come by and pick up a sample. Oh, you're not home. Don't worry about it. Oh, we'll catch you next time. No. They stick right there. They don't move. They wait. They don't ever let you go away. I mean, and they won't leave. You'll sit right in the bathroom with them. They want some more water? Won't you get some else? What do you need else? What do you need? You know what I mean? So I don't know how did he get away with missing 7 tests. That's insane to me. I don't blame that on Liel. I blame that on the league. How the hell y'all let him miss 7? These people usually follow you everywhere. I don't care how long it takes until you get something. I'm telling you, my bladder is no good right now today. I tried to come by. I talked to my lawyer. I said, let's go sue him for drug testing me so much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like we did with the concussion. But I just don't understand. And usually, when you miss 1, that's a positive.
Yeah.
That's a positive. How did it get to 7? I can't even speak to that. That's so crazy. That is so far beyond anything that I experienced when I was in that program. And boy, trust me, they stuck to me like, hey, we right here, buddy. We right here. We wait. You going?
If anybody knows about the testing program, the playmaker, the Michael Irvin, knows everything about it. And he may be spitting the truth over here, and I forgot to pull out the umbrella. However, when we look into this situation, how in the hell that the interviewers didn't ask him, hey, what about 180 times that he was tested? Nevertheless, my biggest bone to pick with the NFL will be this right here, Cowboy Nation, and everybody that's listening and everybody that's NFL apologists, because I'm getting a lot of people that's NFL/Roger Goodell apologists for crying out loud and saying that, Lord, why are you conspiracy law and all of these sorts of things. Well, I'm not the brightest man in the world, right? I'm not the person that can do all of the quadratic equations just like that. Nor am I a politician or anything else. But I can tell you that I know when you just add 2 plus 2, what the answer is. I don't have to do anything to be stretched out on this. Why? Why would the NFL allow La'el Collins to play week 1? You see, what's the logic? What would be the reasoning? It's simple. If La'el missed all of those tests, like he supposedly missed those tests, then why? Why would you allow him to play week 1? Why not come down with the Thor's hammer and smash it on his head then?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Let me play that shame again, because there you go. Why would the NFL allow number 71, Lyell, big 71? Why would they allow him to play? Week 1.
Shame.
Right. Like what would be
Shame.
what's the logics?
Shame.
There's more to the story. You see, they sticking it to the Cowboys where it hurts. Let me rewind.
Don't have to give up. Sorry, we did with the concussion, but I just don't understand. And usually, when you miss one, that's a positive.
That's positive.
That's a positive.
Right there.
How did
So that's from the playmakers' mouth to y'all ears. Usually, when you miss one, that's the positive. Come on.
did they get the 7? I can't even speak to that. That's so crazy.
Appreciate
that is so far beyond anything that I experienced when I was in that program. And boy, trust me, they stuck to me like, hey, we right here, buddy. We right here. We wait. You're going to have to give up something before you can do anything. They wouldn't let you practice. They're not going to let you go on practice. Those people got to wait right there until you come up with that sample. So I don't understand how they did that. And he was still around this long if he missed 7 tests.
So,
Mike, I want to ask you about the layout.
let me pause that right quick. And for those, come on, computer, wake up. This thing just want to spit on me because I let it get all the way to the end. Let me see if I can do it this way. Here we go. All right, there we go. All right, so if anybody need access to that wonderful interview by the playmaker, there it is right there in the description box for everyone to see. Yeah, it went through. So yeah. So why would you let it get this far? Why would you let it get this far down the line? Why? That's the logic. What would be the reason why you let them play week 1? And why didn't you allow the staff or the organization know, hey, man, you got a guy that's just missing out on these tests, man. It's more to the story, right, Cowboy Nation? But still takes Collins' place. Yeah. So, Akeem, we have now still in place of Collins, and we went over everything that we could possibly see about that, and just not looking good on those situations. Also, in other news, let me go over here. Cowboys coach Leon Lett, he had to exit practice today due to a right leg injury. He's just a coach. I hope all is well with his leg, and he will be giving crutches throughout the day or what have you. Mike McCarthy, he talked a little bit about Dak Prescott, and I believe that was on this one right here. He's going to go through another MRI. This is just a precautionary situation. And we've been asking about Nashawn Wright. He didn't practice today due to family issues that's going on or family concerns, according to John Machota, as well as I want to say Donovan Wilson. He's still battling a groin injury. Boss Man Fat, news on him is that he's saying that he's finally working out some things, so he will be coming back soon. And when the question was asked about Malik Hooker, not Turner, but Malik Hooker, the safety, he is selected to play this weekend. So those are the reports on those type of situations. DJ, what you say is not confident and still. Show of hands if anybody's confident and still. And I ain't talking about the reserve. If you're confident in him, let me know if you're confident. Now, I'm confident in the Dallas Cowboys. I feel that they have a strong chance of winning this game off of sheer factors that this team would still put up north of 28 to 30 points, especially when you have number 4 under center. Now, all we go back to our core philosophy with the defensive side of the coin. Because think about it. We was putting up 28 to 30 points with Tyron Smith. And, of course, we had Terrence Steele out there. We were still putting up 28 to 30 points then. we all wanted, collectively speaking, we wanted this defense to step up, right? TJ says still reserve 211. Yeah, drink a couple of those, man. You got to drink them cold, though. You can't drink them warm. Drink them cold. Boy, they'll get you right. I don't see a lot of people confident in them. I feel you. Cowboys 24, Chargers 20. Rams house. Appreciate you for your early prediction. I mean, normally we'll do predictions a little later on in the week, but if you feeling like, hey, Froggy, then jump. Yeah, I like it. I love it when people are already putting their predictions out. That is a good one. 24-20, but those are two little points, though. I don't think the Chargers defense is going to hold the Cowboys down to 24 points when the Buccaneers couldn't. And I think the Buccaneers defense is a little bit more ferocious than the Chargers defense. And then the Chargers defense, Bosa is no one to sneeze at. I like Kenny Murray as well. Derwin James, hey, shout out to him. I like his skill set, but he's more of a thumper, not a coverer. So, hey, and of course, they got Chris Harris. They got the young Asante Samuel Jr. Asante, not the singer. She looked good last night, by the way. Asante she still got it. She was on the versus battles with Ja Rule versus Fat Joe. So Shante still got it a little bit. 28-17. This is from Jackson. I see you. Braylon says the Cowboys 38, Chargers 35. I want the Cowboys defense to be good, but giving up 35 points, they're gonna be they ain't in my lane, baby. I want the Cowboys to max points. Yeah, they gave up a lot of points with the Buccaneers. That's granted. They had Antonio Brown. They had to cover Chris Godwin for crying out loud, as well as Mike Evans. And although Mike Evans was a shell of himself this last game because he didn't get a chance to do anything, I don't think that this team, and I could be 1,000,000% off, but I don't think that this team that we're finna face in our home, because basically we own L.A., baby, to live and die in L.A., baby. But it's going to be a lot of Cowboy fans out there in L.A., and I'm thinking that this will also feel like a home game, so we should pack the stadium. You'll see a lot of dark blue out there opposed to that sky baby blue, and we'll see. We'll see. 31-24. Yeah, Marvin. Yeah, that's what I'm leaning on. 31-24-ish. 31-24-ish. That's what I'm leaning on. Yeah. Let's play Troy Aikman, man. Let's get Troy Aikman in the building, and let's listen to this audio. Shout out to 1310, The Ticket. They are one of the good guys, too, that spit out Cowboys content.
Let's talk about how the Cowboys got out of the gate. I know it's a bottom-line business, but how encouraged should Cowboy fans be with what they saw last Thursday?
Yeah, I know. I came away from, I think everybody recognized that was going to be a hard game for them to win. It would have been nice. I mean, they played well enough. They had opportunities. I think whoever lost that game was going to leave with a bad taste in their mouth, knowing that they had every opportunity to win it, and that was the case then for Dallas. But my thoughts, and we've talked about it, I mean, I feel that they're going to have a really good year. I think they've got some good things within the team, and that was only elevated after watching that game and that environment. The defending champs, this defending Super Bowl champs, from my experience, always come into the year probably feeling a little better than everybody else because of the year they had the season before, the off season. Usually you come into the year playing really well and feeling good about your team, and then the way the league has done it over the years, hosting the first game of the season, no fans having been there last year, I just thought it was a great environment for Dallas to kind of figure out where they were this early in the season, and I thought there was just a lot of positives. Dak got a lot of the headlines, and rightfully so, but I was really impressed by and encouraged, I guess is a better way of saying it, from what I saw of the defense and some of the takeaways that they were able to get. Unfortunately, these games, they come down to the last couple of minutes, and that's ultimately what you're measured on as to whether or not you're able to make those stops. So I know as coaches and as players on that side of the ball, they're highly disappointed, but overall I felt pretty good about it.
the thing is with Troy, and I've seen people listen to Troy analysis and his breakdown of the game, and they be like, "Man, Troy, he don't like the Cowboys." I love it. I love it because Troy, he's so objective with his thoughts. He's not going to be like, Cowboys going to the Super Bowl. But in his tone and his voice, you can tell. You can tell he loved the Cowboys. He flat out do. He loved the Jones family. You can tell, like, in his reverence of his talk and his vernacular, you can tell, man, he loves Jimmy Johnson. I know I get a lot of people, man, every year. Oh, yeah, Troy and Joe Buck, I can't stand those two. Man, I love it when Troy called the game. Matter of fact, I would go through a game, and I would actually do, because I watched every game on mute, then I would go back and watch the game just to listen to Troy speak. To me, Troy Kenneth Aikman is the best, I'm going to put one of the best quarterbacks of all times for the Dallas Cowboys. And I got him as my QB1. I ain't going to tell y'all who my QB2 is. It's a new guy that's arriving. But as of now, and for many of times, it's been Troy. Let's go.
You know, I saw our old friend and the longtime voice of the Cowboys, Brad Sham, tweet a few days ago that the next step this Cowboys team needs to take is to learn how to win, learn how to close these games out. And that's
facts.
That's kind of a nebulous thing. You've been in a position with a team that had to learn how to win. Does that just kind of happen and one day you figure it out, or is that a process that you really work on?
Yeah, it's a bit of a process, and maybe the way of saying it, we all say it that way, and maybe that's not the proper way to do it. But I know that, you know, winning becomes a habit, and it becomes ingrained as to the ability to be able to do that. And so when you start having some success in those moments, then you start to believe that you're going to have success in those moments. And never has it been more important to be able to do that than in today's NFL. You know, back when I was playing, these games didn't come down to one-possession games as often as what they do now, but that's what it is. I mean, last night's Monday night game is a perfect example of how tight these games can be. And so for the Buccaneers, they had to learn a little bit of that last year as well. That, you know, early in the season, they weren't quite able to win those games, and then they did. Then they win a Super Bowl, and now you come in that situation, and with Tom Brady and all the success that he's had, he fully believes that he was going to take them down the field and do what was required to win the game. So I do think that in order to really gain confidence, I think confidence comes from doing things successfully over and over, and then you get more and more confidence. So that's what has to happen. As good as this team, and that, I guess maybe that was the disappointing part of it, is that I think everyone walks away from that feeling good, but yet not as good as yes, the win, I understand that, but not as good as they would have felt, or the long-term effects had they have been able to hold off the greatest quarterback of all time in a road game in that environment, national television, and to be able to shut them down. You know, that would have a much different impact on this young team, on the defensive side of the ball in particular. So those things will come. It happens. And if this team ultimately is able to do what everyone thinks it's capable of doing, especially this year and the years ahead with Dak, you know, they'll the ability to close games and finish games and win those tight games, that'll happen.
Man, he said a mouthful, man. And let me just break this down. He's not lying, and I know. Tom Brady, like he lamented, is one of the greatest quarterbacks to walk on this earth, right? According to the stats and the Super Bowl hardware and everything else. And there's no way we can go back and forth with that because he got resources and evidence, right? Results. Here's the situation. Some people, when that clock is about to expire, and they are the ultimate person that win games, you don't want them with that pill in their hand because that is what they're going to do. And you can't give them the final drive because they're going to squeeze the time out. They're going to make sure that everything is measured twice, cut once, and they're going to galvanize you, and they're going to win the game. That's just how it goes. Case in point, Tom Brady. That last series, that last drive, regardless of the aficionados and everybody else, you can't leave him with the rock. Matter of fact, there's another guy like Michael Jordan used to be like that back in the days. No, you can't. Final minutes, the final seconds, and you got 23 with the ball in his hand. Oh, it's about to be trouble for you. Trouble, and the aficionados touch foul, anything that's going to be in favor of them, they going to get it because they'd earned that grace. Will Dak Prescott get to that level? I'm quite sure he's knocking on the door with it. Sometimes the NFL will see that in good professional players, and they will circumvent rules just to help them out in favor. Case in point, Law, do you have any evidence on that? Yeah, I'm just don't spit stuff out that don't stick. You guys remember one time in the playoffs, right? Playoffs. Peyton Manning, and he played against a certain team, and they slapped that butt. I think it went to overtime. And the opposing team did just what I just said. They didn't allow Peyton Manning to get the chance or get the fair shake on being able to touch the ball. They went down there and spanked that butt, scored a touchdown. The following year, the rules committee, they said, you know what? We can't allow this to happen in our league. Oh, my goodness. The opposing team, Peyton Manning, needs to have a chance because we're missing out on greatness of the series and the situation of him driving down the field to win the game. You see, they start circumventing rules for you when you're great. Let me know if I'm lying.
Tom Landry always preached, get off to a good start. I'm sure Jimmy emphasized that too.
Facts.
And a lot of times,
I think every coach ever has.
Yeah, let's don't start the season 0-5. That's not going to be our plan. Let's get off to a good start. It is funny though. After just one game, you start making conclusions. Okay, well they're not as good as I thought we were, or thought they were, or
right.
All that stuff. And then you roll into week 2. Now they see Justin Herbert, who got off to a great start.
Yeah,
where there is that pressure. What if we start 0-2, especially for a team that was 6-10 last year? There hasn't been a lot of positive reinforcement for this team in the last year or so.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And although I'll go back to your premise, and I will say that for Bill Belichick, he was the first guy that I've heard, this was a few years ago, who talked about how he viewed the first 4 games of the season as an extension of preseason. So, he wants to win, but there's more of an evaluation that's taken place than an emphasis on winning games. Now, they were able to win a lot of games in September, but that's been his approach, and he's the only one who I've ever really heard communicate that publicly. On the other side, I haven't looked through. I know you guys picked the games to start the year as to what you think the final record's going to be. I didn't go through the Cowboys' schedule and really look at, where do I think they'll start the season? I knew they opened up against Tampa. I knew that would be a tough game. I think most people would have said, well, they'll probably lose week 1. Now, I saw where a lot of people feel that they'll lose against the Chargers and start out 0-2, and yet they have the Cowboys going 11-6 or whatever it might be. So I do feel that when you lose the first game, because there's so much emphasis placed on it, once the schedule comes out, you know who you're going to open the year against.
Right.
In training camp, you usually spend a little bit of time on the opening game, and so it is just 1 of 17 now, but it feels different. So when you lose the opener, there's some real urgency with these teams that have lost, and because of what you just said, starting out 0-2, you're trying to dig out of a hole. Then 2 more weeks before you can even get back to 500, and then you're in October. Right. So this Chargers team, though, they're a good team. I just watched them from the other day because we have Washington this Thursday night. It'll be a good challenge. I like this quarterback, a young guy who is really doing a lot of great things and played really well in the game on Sunday. But this will be another big test. But I don't think I think the leadership, and I hate to keep coming back to Dak, but I just think that Dak is a unique guy in his ability to lead, and I just don't see the team getting too down if that were to happen. But to go back to what I said earlier, a lot of that has to do, if they were to lose the game, I hate to project here on Tuesday morning, but if they were to lose the game, how did they lose the game?
Right.
So that plays into this too. And I think that's why the way that they played against Tampa, even though it was a loss, they come out of that probably a more confident team than they might have been going in.
It's our weekly football visit with the Cowboys Hall of Famer, Troy Aikman, here on the ticket. Mentioned you've got the Giants and Washington this week. NFC East started off just like we all thought. Philadelphia wins in first place and everybody else loses.
Yeah.
Where do you think these two teams are that you see Thursday in their, I guess, rebuilding or where they are in terms of being able to contend anytime soon?
Yeah, that's what I'm tasked with this week, is to try to figure that out. Exactly. I know that both of these teams really have hung their hat this offseason on their defense, because of how they played in 2020. And yet, week one, the defenses didn't play well at all. They gave up over 400 yards, and Washington gave up over 70% on third downs, just couldn't get off the field. And the Giants...
oh, no, not the mighty Washington and the Giants defense. See, Troy, I'm telling you guys, Troy calling that thing right down the middle. He is. He's being fair and balanced. So all of the Washington fans, they're going to have a vaunted defense and these sorts of things. Yeah. So he heard what Troy just said. And all of the Giants fans, y'all heard what Troy just said.
They didn't play as well as what everyone expected of them. So everyone's talking about the offenses and how those offenses struggled, and that is true. But I would probably look at those teams and be more disappointed in what I've seen of their defenses. And I don't know. The situation in Washington last year, they had 4 starters at quarterback. 3 of them played significant amount, and it's hard to then have any continuity or consistency when you're playing that many guys. And yet they were able to win the division. Interestingly enough, only 3 times has a team won the division with a losing record, and 2 of those 3 times Ron Rivera was the head coach. So I don't know what that means. But I think Washington will be a better football team. But now after having lost Ryan Fitzpatrick for a period of time, what's that going to look like for them? And I was a little surprised they didn't address that position a little bit more in the offseason. And then with the Giants, it all comes down ultimately is if this team's going to compete this year or in future years, what's Daniel Jones? And last year they had no weapons around him. They just had no ability to create big plays. And then this offseason, there was a priority of getting some of those type of guys, and they got them. And yet it didn't pay off, and they didn't practice very much together in the off season. That's my ferocious French bulldog.
Dogs over there. They got some dogs.
The FedEx man. You better look out.
Yeah, that dog's fired up.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so Daniel Jones, these turnovers that he's had, and then he has another fumble on Sunday. So I don't know. I don't think it. I think the Cowboys are just I feel that the Cowboys are just a much better team than either of those teams. But you've got to...
y'all heard it. Troy, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. Now, I do know that these are just words and you got to get out there to play. But all we heard during this offseason, I heard that from, Giants fans. They got Galladay. Oh, he could hot point the ball, pull it out of the sky. They got a Kadarius Toney. Oh, he's just going to be electric. And then on top of that, don't sleep on this other wide receiver that they got who was kind of sparking his thing up during last season, Darius Slayton, whatever. And I was sitting like, okay, all right. And then, we got this tight end situation he can't catch, but he'll figure it out. I said, okay. And then from the Washington side, they were sitting there saying, and a few of y'all Cowboy fans were agreeing, don't have me to go back and rewind. Oh, scary Terry. Oh, man, he's going to be taking the top off the defenses. He is better than Amari Cooper. He is the quote-unquote best wide receiver in the NFC East. Scary Terry is better than C. Dangerous Lamb. Oh, my goodness. The Washington team, y'all better wake. Y'all better recognize, because they are coming for the top. We're going to be on top of everybody and essing on people, and I'm sitting there like, bull sugar. Come on, baby. Y'all know Amari Cooper, the silent assassin, and as well as C.D. Lamb. And, of course, our guy got hurt, Michael Gallup. Man, there was nobody to really hold those three guys up to anybody else in the NFC East. Come on, man. Come on. It is what it is.
Go out and do it.
All right, you saw Aaron Rodgers this past Sunday, and we should say congratulations to Jameis Winston. He looked really good. The Saints played great defense. But Aaron Rodgers right now, after that very strange offseason, he looks and talks more like a philosophy professor at Cal than an NFL quarterback right now.
What are you saying there, George?
I don't know. He's got the man bun, and he's just like, I don't know, man. I just want love and peace, and that's all I really care about. He looked terrible on Sunday.
We all, George? I mean, come on.
Yes, I want love and peace too. But if I'm a Packer fan, I want to score 30 points every once in a while. If you're a Packer fan, should you be concerned about what that team coughed up the other day?
Yeah, I would be. Offensively, and by the way, I will say that the next bet that you make, rather than do the mohawk, maybe you should do the man bun.
Okay, I would look good with that.
No way, Aaron Rodgers got a man bun. I gotta go see that. I really care less about this segment, but just since it's Troy Aikman and they talking about Green Bay and Green Bay lost, I'm just going to listen to it. But I'm going to see what Aaron Rodgers.
Please.
We'll do that one.
Let me pull up Aaron Rodgers right quick.
No, I believe when Aaron Rodgers is your quarterback, it's hard to imagine that they're going to go out and play the way that they played on Sunday. I mean, I still feel that they'll be a top 5 offense and all that. New Orleans is obviously pretty good on the defense side of the ball. The most disappointing thing to me that I saw was just how lethargic the defense looked right from the start.
Yeah.
Now, it was hot, and they're not used to that, and I get all that. They were on the field a lot. But I'm talking about early in the game, and there was just no excitement with that team, or especially with that defense. And I know in talking with Matt LaFleur in past years and then coming into this game, the thing that he wants to see from his defense, he said, number one, I just want to see the defense play with energy and fly around to the football. And that's what they haven't done in past years. And it's like the guys, whether they just don't enjoy.
What is going on with Aaron Rodgers, man? What is hey, he should get, like, low-key, Aaron should get tested 180 times out of this year or 10 times out of a month. He don't look too healthy here. What's going on with Aaron Rodgers? Look at that man bun. Oh, my gosh, man. What's going on with you, Aaron? What's going on, man? What is this? Hippie Rodgers, Oh, my gosh. I ain't going to play the audio. Oh, my goodness. Aaron Rodgers, what are you doing, dog? What's going on, man? What's going on? Yeah, like something wrong with him, man. He all right? Yeah, Cowboy Nation, is Aaron Rodgers okay?
Enjoy playing with each other, or what exactly is going on? But and there's so much to be said for that. That on defense, one guy can make up for 10 other guys making mistakes. And if there's an energy and a flying around to the football, Rod Marinelli, that was his trademark everywhere he went. We saw that when he was in Dallas. Those defenses always flew around. They always played hard. And that's what Matt LaFleur's been wanting to see. And yet, right from the start of the season opener, there was none of that. So that was the biggest disappointment to me. And like Dallas, defense last year was not very good.
Facts.
But now they make some changes, a defensive coordinator, and much improved. And I still think this defense is going to be a middle-of-the-pack defense and be plenty for what they need on to complement the offense. But that's what they need in Green Bay. And, boy, they did not get that at all. They just did not show up. And so a lot of pressure on them now going into week 2.
The Urban Meyer experiment is going to be really interesting to watch in Jacksonville. He has said that he's going to lean on your former coach, Jimmy Johnson, for advice, talking to Jimmy a lot. How do you think this is going to play out for Urban in the NFL?
Well, and he has. I know for a fact he's talked to Jimmy a lot. He talked to Jimmy a lot prior to taking the job, and my guess is he's continued to talk to him a lot even after getting the job. I think it plays out great if Trevor Lawrence is who they think he is. I mean, it really just comes down to that in this league. If you don't have a top guy at quarterback, you're just not going to win. You know, you're just not. And then, you know, everything you do, all the resources that you have are constantly trying to figure out that position. But, man, once you have it, you know, then you can focus on other things and life becomes a lot easier. And that's where, you know, you think about it, Dallas has been really fortunate to have had me being the only one with Jerry's ownership going in the first round or really investing, and now you're investing even a lot more than you did back when I was coming out. But to be able to get a franchise quarterback with Romo and an undrafted player, and then to get another franchise quarterback in the fourth round, but not having to really determine that until they've proven themselves, you know, is really a luxury. And these other teams that just haven't had them, I know when you don't have them, it feels like eternity until you do get one, and so that will be the key for Urban Meyer as to whether or not he can, if Trevor Lawrence is that guy, or if he's not, you know, how quickly can they pivot and find somebody who is.
Did you watch any of Eli and Peyton last night? Manning.
Hey, before you go into that details, man, hey, Troy did bring up a good point. Troy was drafted, 88, 89? What year Troy was drafted, Cowboy Nation? Y'all re-jog my memory. So that means all through the 90s, all through the early 2000s and 2010s, and now this 2021, the Cowboys never looked at a first-round draft pick since. So Jess says, shout out to you, man. You're a real one. So 89, Troy Aikman was drafted in 89. So since 1989, the Dallas Cowboys have not drafted a first-round draft pick as it relates to a quarterback. That's a long time. They didn't even touch a first-round draft pick in the 90s. And, of course, one can argue and say, well, that's because that was Troy Aikman's era. Who was looking for a quarterback in the 90s, right? So that's a remarkable stat there, by the way. And for the Cowboys to ultimately go through that spell of Troy Aikman, and then from Troy Aikman, of course, we had our bumps, our hiccups, and then with blind faith, we found Troy Aikman. From blind faith, we found Tony Romo, I meant to say. And then from Tony Romo in the fourth round, not even the first pick out of the fourth round, for us to grab Dak Prescott. He's right. That's a remarkable situation for the Cowboys.
Broadcasting?
I watched. I had forgotten about it, and then someone texted me about it. So I flipped over. I caught it was early. It was still early in the game. It was in the first quarter. I thought it was great. I was interested in it, but I wanted to see the game and the part. So I don't know how it went the whole time. But while I was watching it, I really didn't get to see what was happening on the field of the game. So I didn't stay with it too long. But I'm sure it was great.
It was interesting. Yeah, it was different. Maybe they'll have you call in one week.
Yeah, maybe they will.
Be a special guest. Well, we're glad that you're a special guest every Tuesday. Appreciate the time. Have a good trip and enjoy the game on Thursday.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Talk to you guys.
All right, that's the great Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
We're doing New York at Washington football team this Thursday night on Fox.
That was Troy Aikman. Wonderful segment on 1310 The Ticket. Appreciate those guys. And when this video is over with, I'll see if I can post that link somewhere in the description box so you guys can listen to it without me pausing and stopping and rewinding and all of that good stuff. My biggest takeaway from this, from what Troy Aikman's observation of the NFC East, the Cowboys, from his perspective, is on top. Defensively, he was more surprised and happy to see the defense play up to par opposed to the offense. I think that the offense and the defense it's going to be okay. Like I said before, heading into the start of the season, shout out to you, Italy Joe. I see you in the chat. Appreciate you way in Italy watching. Here's my situation right here. I said before the season even started that I want this offense to carry this defense. And around, week 4, week 5-ish, heading into October, we see the defense start to make things happen. Now, it just somehow, and surprisingly to all of us, or to most of us, that game 1, we got some interceptions, we saw some fumbles, and those are things that we were allergic to. And that's right, Auntie, I see you in the chat. We were allergic to turnovers, takeaways, all of those things. We just were not able to require those things. Now, heading into 2021, game 1, boom. So we saw fumbles, we saw interceptions, and I can't wait to see how this thing is going to trickle down the season. Andre, appreciate you. Yeah, they said that Malik Hooker will be active. I don't know how active he will be, but he will be active. I'm still holding the Cowboys' feet to the fire on how they activate players. Case in point, Maurice Kennedy was active last game, but did he start? Did he play? I think he only had 2 snaps. So those are things that we have to contextualize and put it into other ramifications. Now, I know we didn't get a chance to hear no slaps. Let's see if we can hear some slaps off of Undisputed. Then we'll open up the phone lines if time permits, and I'll get what's on your mind. But let's listen to Undisputed on how they have to talk about this and that.
As they look to bounce back from their season-opening loss. Heineke played in Washington's playoff game last year and yesterday spoke about being QB1 moving forward. Take a listen.
Something I've been dreaming about my whole life, being a starting quarterback in the NFL, and here we are. So I really try and take it one day at a time, one meeting at a time, one play at a time. I feel like if I just live in the moment, everything else will take care of itself.
He been listening
Shannon,
to me.
will Washington be more or less of a threat to win the NFC East with Heineke at QB?
Skip, he doesn't have the experience or the knowledge that Ryan Fitzpatrick possesses. But I believe because of his legs, I believe because he's more athletic, he probably makes them more of a threat. Considering how well he played in that playoff game, maybe he didn't know he wasn't supposed to play that well, Skip. Maybe coming in off the bench. But now there's a different level of expectations from him. I think the thing is, Skip, no one expected what we got when they played the Bucs in the playoff. Throw it with, man, that's Tyler Heineke. Man, come on, bro. What you expect? And he exceeded expectations coming in off the bench. Now you're expected to navigate this and get these guys on the right track and continue it. Yep. So I think the thing is, there's more expected of him, but given the small sample size that I've seen, Skip, I think he'll be okay. I think he's going to. I think me personally, I think he's going to be more of a threat because I think he can get out of harm's way, and I think he'll do.
You see how they try to push this narrative? Oh, he's going to be okay. What kind of Heineken he's been drinking, huh? Hey, if there was anybody else, if he was for the Cowboys, he would have been saying it's doom and gloom type of situation. So that's why I need to see LFs in the chat. I just need to see a lot of LFs because this guy really needs to lean forward. Just a little bit. I don't want to knock the teeth out, So let me see some LFs in the chat if possible, man. Oh, my goodness. That's just how it goes with that. I see one. Let me see some more. I want to see some more. I want to make sure that I'm okay to let him know to lean forward just a little bit. Slap the Godzilla out of him, right? Don't be saying that crazy stuff.
I think he'll do a better job of taking care of the football than Ryan Fitzpatrick. Now, we only saw him for, a quarter and a half before he ended up hurting his hip. But I like the small sample size that I've seen. I like what I see from Tyler Heineke.
So Am I hearing you're back on the Washington bandwagon?
Yeah.
I can be on anybody's bandwagon I want.
That is
guess
true.
what?
You're on a lot of bandwagons.
No, what do I have? In the NFC East, what do I have?
The field.
Okay.
TF. Right?
Yes.
Tackled for loss. That's what you're going to be.
Yeah.
TFL. Tackle for
Tackle
loss.
for loss, yeah. TFL.
Okay, so I'm just trying to keep up because through the offseason, Shannon Sharp said, I love those Giants to win the East, right?
I got up them real early, though.
No. Washington until you saw Sunday's debacle in which the Chargers and Justin Herbert converted 14 of 19 third downs. That's unheard of.
14 of 19.
They controlled the ball 78 plays to only 49 for the home team. And even though the score was not a wipeout score, it felt way worse than 20-16.
Had Heineke got that ball back, it was going to be old curtains.
Okay.
What over here? Shattered.
So you told me on Monday.
You know, you get that whippings, you put that hand back there. Like the hand supposed to stop the slashes there. Come on, man. Get a
You said you were right about the Eagles because I told you the whole offseason, the team to watch, the team for me to fear is the Eagles because of Jalen Hurts. And then suddenly.
Now I got to tell Skip, lean forward just a little bit. Both of them getting slapped today, baby. Both of them. Nobody's going to be in fear of the Eagles. Come on,
you were driving that bandwagon on Monday, but then all of a sudden it's back to Taylor Heineke as the starter, and we actually got to see the young man speak. I'd never seen him speak
I like the
before.
way composure.
Did you?
Nope.
You like his composure. I'm not sure about the composure.
The question was, are they more or less of a threat with Tyler Heineke?
Okay, well, I told you in the offseason, I feared Heineke.
Rashard says Jalen Hurts is unstoppable. Boy, I need to drink what. Rashard, can you pour me what you drinking, man? Come pour it up in here, man. Pour it up in here, man. Rashard, please. Please, you know. Everybody will be unstoppable if they play against the Atlanta Falcons, you know. But there is a team that you guys play this weekend called the 40-Winers, you know. And lo and behold, that's the only team, because when I was on your guy, and I think that you are, in order for you to say that, you got to be an Eagles fan. You got to be. It is impossible for you not to be an Eagles fan. But I was on your guy show where we did a round table. We did a round table, and it was me, Lord Brunson, and then, of course, we had the other NFC contributors there. And I literally said that you guys may start off 2-0. Because if there's any team that I can't stand more than the Eagles, it's the 40-Winers. I can't stand them. I definitely can't stand them. So that game, the Eagles versus the 40-Winers, I'm going to be right in the middle. I don't care if y'all win or lose. But I want to see your boy do the exact same thing that he did against the Atlanta Falcons against them. Then I'll give you guys some praises. But I surely doubt it, by the way. I surely doubt it. Yeah, but pour me what you got in that cup, though. He said Jalen Hurts is unstoppable. Okay.
More than Fitzmagic. I told you you're definitely barking up the wrong tree with Fitzmagic because you don't like it. In fact, you despise him because he's a roller coaster ride.
Exactly. But Skip, he beat him out for the job.
Okay. Well, he finally did because he got hurt. I mean, Fitzmagic beat him out. Well, now it's back to Heineke.
Yes.
Right.
And so the reason I fear that kid is I got to see him briefly against Carolina, and he played okay against Carolina late last year. And then that playoff game, Pro Football Focus, your favorite website, they loved his performance in that playoff game.
But he played unbelievable.
Because I got to tell you, I don't even drink, but Heineke was making me want a Heineken during that game because I'm saying, what is this kid doing? He's got to just leave us be.
It was that run, Skip.
Huh?
That run. Remember that scramble run?
It was unbelievable. So he winds up going 6 times running the ball for 46 yards and scored the touchdown.
Right.
And he
threw for over 300.
26 of 44, not the.
All right. I see. Rashad says Dak don't own the Eagles. Okay, let's pull it up. Let's go facts versus opinions. So let's go. I'm gonna go to Google. Dak Prescott record versus Eagles. Let's see what we have here. Look what you came to see, everybody. That's right. Shout out to my guy Tony Baker. Dak Prescott has a record of 5-3 against the Philadelphia Eagles in his career. Now, I want you guys to let me know, is 5 greater than 3? Can somebody explain that to me? So far, his percentages is 63.9, 1,877 yards. He pretty much averaged 234 yards per game that he plays against the Eagles. Oh, his touchdown to interception ratio, he have 8 TDs, 7 interceptions. That number, I'm not proud of that number. He got to move further away from the interceptions, in my opinion. He's been sacked 19 times in his collective career, and his QBR, his quarterback rating, is 83.5 against the Eagles. So his record, he played 8 games, 5-3. On top of that, if you really want to be technical with it, one of those losses came in. It was at the 2016. It was the final game of the year. And just because he had the first series of the snaps, they counted that loss on Dak Prescott record. So collectively, he's 5-2. But we're going to give him that 3. So if you want a cookie, let's go ahead and have that cookie. But according to this website, let me just post this website so other people can go there. I don't know, man. Maybe in some other world, 3 is greater than 5. Or, 2. Tim Hargrave, he putting the actual stat out there. Maybe in some other world, 2 is greater than 5. Right? Texas boy, appreciate you. Dak is 7-1 against the Washington team, 7-2 against the Giants, and 5-3 against the Eagles. Y'all let me know. Please let me know. I just need to know who owns who. Can somebody clarify who put the Cake Hustle TV says 5 is greater than 3, by the way. Yeah. So where's the owner part at? How can somebody own something? Like just say, for example, if Jerry Jones is the owner of the Cowboys, who on the Cowboys team got more money than Jerry? Let's be real with it,
Greatest percentage, but pretty decent, for, as you said, 306. And 1 touchdown, 1 interception. His QBR was just in the middle, is 57, scale 0 to 100. But Pro Football Focus raved about it. And I think the Buccaneers walked off that field thinking, we're pretty lucky to dodge that young man's bullet.
And think about it, Skip. Of all the quarterbacks that defense faced, he can make a case that he played better against that defense than all the rest of them.
Well, he did. In fact, they ranked his performance the best in the whole playoffs, certainly against that defense, which was the hottest defense in the league down the stretch. Right. Okay, so do I fear Washington a little bit more? I do, but the defense was sort of shockingly disappointing. And Chase Young no-showed.
Yes.
Okay? Philly looked like they're back. They look like a football team. They look like they...
Yeah, hey, I want all of the mods, man. Just let Rashard talk, man. Rashard! I ain't gonna tell you to lean forward, man, but mathematically speaking,
Shame.
Rashard!
Shame. Shame.
Oh my gosh, man. I bet you people right now say, man, I'm gonna go change my name. My name used to be Rashard, man. I just want to say, man, my name is now Ray. I ain't gonna even go with Rashard. Just call me Shard, Stop embarrassing all of the Rashards out there, Rashard.
They have with Nick Sirianni, just sort of a new, fresh spirit about it.
Right.
And they got kids, Devontae is making plays.
Jalen Reagor making plays. Goddard.
And
Goddard.
All of a sudden, defense came back alive, and the Hargrave is starting to make plays.
Skip,
I like Hargrave.
Fletcher Cox.
The offensive line was insane. Now, I don't know, Skip, do I look at the offensive line and says, okay, they're back and they're healthy, and they are. Or, man, Atlanta can't rush the pass. Atlanta terrible on defense.
Okay, so your jury is still out on Eagles?
Right, but they did look good. Kelsey has always been a mainstay, Skip. He's always been healthy and been there. But Lane Johnson, last couple of years, dealing with that ankle injury.
Yep.
Brad Brooks, he tore his ACL, tore his Achilles. They moved on from Jason Peters.
They did.
And they got a big guy, 6'8".
Oh, is it Rashad or Richard? How you say your name? I don't see an R there. My bad. I misspelled your name. Cake House says Leefu. I ain't gonna tell him Leefu. It's Rashad. That's how you say it because it don't have an R in there. Rashad. How you say your name, man?
So they have pieces, Skip. The question is, can they stay healthy? Was this a blip? Are they really that good, or was it the competition, Atlanta not being able to generate a pass rush?
Okay, so I think they're pretty legit.
Okay.
But in the end, the reason you're going to lose however many cases we bet on this, the reason the Dallas Cowboys are going to win the NFC East is Dak Prescott, Dakota Rain Prescott.
I got a feeling y'all going to be down 0-2.
R-E-I-G-N Rain. It won't even matter if we're down 0-2. We still got this. Because we are going to sweep the East.
You see what you did?
Mm-hmm.
You don't even care. See, I slipped that in there. But you know there's a great possibility of what's going to happen out here on Sunday.
I wouldn't give it great possibility, but there is a chance, seeing that we're 3-point dog going to the Chargers at SoFi, and who knows?
And you already gave me the last.
Come on, man. Get out of here, Skip and Shay Sharp. Come on,
you already gave me the spread.
I did not give you the spread. I did not. What are you talking about? You understand, we get the points.
No, I'm getting the points.
For what?
You got Dak Prescott. Well, he MVP, top 5 MVP candidate.
Okay, well, my point to you is the reason I got the East is because I got Dak, and you don't got Dak. You got those other 3 teams, and I
wish I could see Shay Sharp's face.
Jalen Hurts, but he's not Dak, not yet. And you got Taylor Heineke, and you got Daniel Jones, who seems to be regressing in his 3rd year.
I don't want him.
Okay, so it's a quarterback's game. It's a quarterback's league.
Yes.
And you saw Dak on full display. I was shocked. Dak is back. I'm good to go. And I even like the idea of, okay, so we don't have Michael Gallup. Let's spread out Amari and put CD out wide, and let's put little Cedric Wilson in the slot, and I think it will fit better. Now I just need Zeke to blend in, get him 105 yards, and we'll be good to go.
Joey Bosa.
Yeah, okay. You know what? Terrence Steele might just shock you.
Oh.
They said he's big.
God, come on, man. Don't we mention Terrence Steele. My guy Rashad says he's a big Devontae Smith fan. And shout out to Devontae, man. I think that the Eagles, low key, I think that the Eagles do got something good out of Devontae. I think that I love the underdog. I love the fact that he's a smaller guy and he plays with a chip on his shoulder. You guys got a good one. Look, Law don't have to lie to kick it. That's a good wide receiver. And shout out to Bama, Roll Tide, right? Shout out to Bama for developing that kid. And I do like the combination of Sanders, Jalen Hurts, as well as the wide receiver under my evaluations of the Eagles, as far as those 3 pieces there. I believe that's a pretty good situation for you guys. See? I ain't hating, it ain't bad for me to hate on the Eagles. I call out a spade. I like those guys. But to say that Jalen Hurts is unstoppable, that's a whole nother situation. But I do like Sanders, and I do like the wide receiver there.
Bigger and stronger, and they loved how he played in those 14 starts.
Okay, don't give him any help and watch how many sacks, how many times he put Joey Bosa put his helmet in Dak's back.
I got the best blitz blocking back in the league, and he will be chipping away at Bosa's knees.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, we're gonna see.
We're good. We're good to go. We got a real shot Sunday, and this least it's a done deal.
Give me 3 points.
You understand? You're favored.
I know, but I
Chargers
want
are
the 3
favored.
points.
Well, what do you
Why
mean?
you scared,
Do you want
man?
Dallas?
No.
Come
I
on.
want the Saints. I want the Chargers, but I want 3
Why would
points.
I do that?
Because you got Dak. You just talked about you got Dak.
You flim-flam the security guard downstairs, but you can't flim-flam on TV.
He was maintenance. I apologize.
Yeah. Maintenance. Okay.
But Skip.
All right, Cowboy Nation, man, that was a fun episode there, man. If you guys want to, at this time, the phone lines for your mind is open. Let me just hit this button right here, and we'll get it going for everyone to jump right on in and get this conversational piece going. Come on. Now rub them up, Cowboys. Come on. It won't take long to set it up. Hey, ho, come on. Call in, speak with your chest. Come on. Tuning in to nothing but the best. Hey, ho, let's go. Come on. Hey, ho, come on. All right. One of the mods, man, if possible, man, or if anybody can put the phone line for your mind down in the chat, that'd be a good thing. I got my guy from the 267. You're live.
What's up, Law Nation?
What's up, Jay? What's good with you, man?
Hey, man, fresh off the 9 to 5.
Oh, okay.
Back to work off the 3-month maternity leave, so.
Okay,
you
so
know.
that's good, man. Little one is doing good, man. I love to hear that.
Back on my grind.
Yeah.
Back on my grind. But listen, you making some good points, man. I sometimes I can't even stand these Cowboys haters, these analysts. Sometimes I got to tune them out and ignore them because these Eagles fans here in Philly feeds off of them. It's like dropping crumbs to dogs. And they just eat them up, you know. And that's all I just hear, just little skits and little Shannons and Stephen A. Smith all day because, you know, they hate on the Cowboys and the Eagles fans, Giants fans, Redskins, Washington team.
Yeah.
They love it.
Yeah.
It just skews them without facts.
Without facts and evidence. Hey, I saw somebody was hit me up and they were saying this, Jay. They was literally saying, hey, Law, is Ezekiel Elliott mad at Dak Prescott for auditing all of those plays? I said, where'd they get that from? And then I looked at the topics on Undisputed, and I saw that. I said, or a tweet made by Skip Salis. And I said, come on, man. If anything, Dak to Ezekiel Elliott and Ezekiel Elliott to Dak, they are the best of friends. They understand the game. They know the plan.
Yes, just like they edited out the fact that Amari Cooper said, I'm the best receiver in the game, but I have to prove it. Oh, they ain't put that in there.
Oh, no. They did him like that. What they say?
They did him like that. Oh, I'm hearing Amari Cooper thinking he's the best wide receiver in the game. I said, no, if you go back and watch the full interview, he actually, any receiver, any running back should think they're the best.
Right.
But he said, I have to go out and prove it. I can't have confidence in myself. I think I'm the best worker here.
Right.
That's his job.
Right.
You know, but I have to prove it. But they edit that out and they run with, Amari Cooper thinks he's the best wide receiver in the game. He's crazy.
Right. And the craziest thing of it all that I think there was a video last year, Tyreek Hill said, man, he's learning from Amari Cooper off his releases and these sorts of things, as well as a plethora of even CD Lamb. Hey, Coop, can you teach me how to get off my release? Can you teach me how to explode out of my stance? So Cooper is teaching too. And just because he said that he got to prove it and he said that he come out saying that he's the best wide receiver, he shouldn't be held his feet to the fire of that. Because what if he said, hey, I'm the worst wide receiver in the NFL? You know, when they came with the same heat, you know?
Exactly, yeah. Because Brian Baldinger, remember his session with Brian Baldinger? They showcased his talent as one of or the best route runner in the league.
Right.
But of course, you know, they want to minimize that. They don't want to elevate that and put that out in the press, you know, because it makes us look good. It puts us in the light, you know, the limelight that we're already in. But what I want to get to, remember I spoke to you the week before last, before the game, and I said that Tom Brady, the fact that it's a game of the unknown because they don't know these really new Cowboys. But what Tom Brady is great at and what he learned from Bill Belichick in New England is finding the weakness on the defense and going after it. And who did they go after, Law? Give it to me.
Oh, they went out to Ant Brown, you know. Anthony Brown.
Brown on Brown. What can Brown do for you?
but hold on, Jay. Let me say this right quick. So Rashard asked in the chat, he said, who is Amari Cooper? And so I typed in Amari Cooper versus the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? So far, he had so I just love doing this, you know, this nice little app, you know. He got 4 touchdowns. He's averaged 87.7 yards per game against the Eagles. And he have 614 yards, and that's averaging 18.6 average yards down the field, by the way. And also 33 receptions out of 7 games. So out of 7 games, this guy scorched the Eagles for 4 touchdowns, and he averaged north of 87.7 yards per game. So that is who Amari Cooper is. I'm trying not to tell him to lean forward, but those are facts right there. Hey, those are some good stats, by the way. But go ahead, Jay, before I let somebody else go.
Facts, because, listen, I'm from Philly.
Right.
I know our mentality. I know how they think. What they do is they just run with the commercialized facts, which means whatever they put on TV, whatever they hear on the radio, they go with.
Right.
They don't do their research. They don't look for ourselves. I'm talking to them constantly, every day, all day, and I look at them like they're crazy, and when I give them the facts, I silence them.
Yeah.
Like, do your math, do your homework, because men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
Woo.
You know, that's all we can go off of is facts. We can't go off from surface material.
No,
that's all just to get views.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you for calling in, though. I got to let some other callers in. This thing is getting longer than Shaq feet, baby. But go ahead. Go get one more point out before I let you go.
One more point. The Joey Bosa thing. That's our weakness right now.
Right.
Because Joey Bosa, you know, it would have been leading the league in sacks for the last couple of years.
Yeah, he's been up there. Yeah.
You know, he's been up there, but that's the thing. The fact that we don't have that right tackle, I asked you a question. Who's going to be our right tackle? Because we want it to be Zach Martin. But, however, if they're going to run still out there, we got to chip him the whole entire game.
No doubt. No doubt we do.
All right, my man.
Appreciate you.
Entertained?
All right.
It's my guy,
Are you
man.
not entertained?
Jay Worthy, man. You guys will see his name in the chat. And we're going to get these people up in here, man. I got some people that have been patiently waiting. 484, you live. You're live. 484, you're live. I'm going to go to Auntie. Auntie, you live.
Nephew.
What's going on?
I'm mad as a hornet.
Oh, no. You know those hornets, they will sting. What's going on? Talk to me.
Okay, so class is in session. And by the way, I'm still in my classroom, so I'm getting ready to put a little lesson on for you. First of all, I was angry at several things so far as the game was concerned. Now, you remember when we had the fumble. All our defensive guys go run down there and celebrate.
Right.
We don't have time to celebrate. Win the game first. I'm so sick and tired of losing the bat. We think we got something. We out here. We have nothing to celebrate. Okay, how about win the game first? I am so sick of and tired of this. Second of all, Dallas should know by now the situation between Roger Goodell and Jerry Jones. It will be here until the end of time.
Right.
So we don't have, we can't make mistakes. We have zero room for error. We don't get the calls. We're not going to get the calls. I'm sick of this. Okay? Term I'm going to talk about today is called expansion diffusion. It's a scientific term.
Okay.
When innovation spread to new places while they're staying strong in their original location. Everyone keeps talking about the fact. Now, Zach Morton, I know he's been there. He's the best. He's first ballot Hall of Famer.
Right.
But he doesn't want to move. News flash. I'll tell you what we've been doing here at my school. Several teachers have been out. So guess what? I don't get my planning period. Several other teachers don't get their planning period. We don't like it, but we can't leave high school teenagers in classrooms by themselves to their own devices. So we have to move our original location, our classroom, and
That's
go
okay.
wherever the other classroom is, or if they have the kids in the auditorium. That's called expansion diffusion, but I'm relating it to football. So guess what? Zach Morton, sometimes you got to suck it up and take one for the team. We know you don't want to move. Do you think I like giving up my planning period?
No doubt, Auntie. Appreciate you for calling in, Auntie. Thank you so much. I love you. Appreciate you.
Love you too. Keep it going.
Yeah. We got the 2-minute drill going. We got a lot of people in here. I appreciate those who call in, who understand. MD, what's good? You live.
What's going on, little man? How you doing today,
Nothing to it, fam. Talk to me.
Man, yeah. Hey, I just wanted to touch on the coaching aspect. I think that's going to be big this week, especially with the personnel changes. I think people got to learn to give the coaches a chance and trust them with making the right schemes in order for us to be successful as a unit. Last week, it was a lot of quick passes trying to stay out of the interior of the strength of the Bucs, which was their interior defensive line. So this week, we got to deal with Joey Bosa. If people think we're going to have the same approach as last week, you will be remiss. We're going to run the ball a little more at them. Their defensive line interior is not as good as Tampa Bay's.
Facts.
So we can negate Joey Bosa. We can negate Joey Bosa by running the ball more. It's not the same game plan as last week. You don't put Turnstile on an island. You give him help. You give him tight ends. You chip him with the running back. You run screens with the running back when upfield, and you slow him down. That's how you become successful. You got to give the coaches an opportunity and see the game plan before we just quit the judge and say, oh, well, Turnstile's not going to be good. We don't know yet. Let the game plan play out.
Facts. We got to let the game plan play out, but go ahead.
Right, and one more thing in regards to Amari Cooper's comment saying he was the best receiver. From a technical standpoint, I mean, his routes are flawless. Every route looks exactly the same no matter where he's running. He doesn't have a flawed step in his release. His shoulders look even, his arms, his head movement, everything, the way he comes in and out of his breaks, it makes him unguardable. He just has to be consistent when the bright lights are on late in games. That's all I got.
Oh, man, you right on the money with that one. That's my guy, MD, from the 202. He scored a touchdown before the 2-minute deal was here. My thing is, he literally said that we had to allow time to go through and see how this thing is going to look like with Terrence Steele. Also, with the route running of Amari Cooper, yes, everything looks the same off his release, so that's why it's hard to take into account whether he's going to slant or he's going to run a 7 or is he going to run a 9. You just don't know. He got everything that looks the same on every part of the field. Now, one of his knocks on his game is that he don't do a good high ball. He don't jump the ball like DeAndre Hopkins, for crying out loud. But outside of that, I'm looking at his overall skill set. He do look pretty good. Boy, we got some people in here. But I got my guy over here from the 910. Marvin, you live.
What's going on, Law?
Nothing to it. How you living?
I'm living pretty good. I'm in my grind in Maryland on my way to Pennsylvania with this load.
Okay.
But always repping North Carolina hard.
Yeah.
Always repping North Carolina. But I want to touch on the topic of when they said that Kell and Evil speak more called 28 run plays last game, but he said Dak audible out of all of them. To me, that sounds like throwing somebody under the bus move. I don't believe that. I mean, I realize the quarterback has the option to audible out of a play if it does not look right.
Right.
But I think that was more so him throwing Dak under the bus. I mean, Garrett did it in the past, throwing Dak under the bus on something. So you get a little bit of throwing under the bus sometimes with coaches when they don't want to take full responsibility, and Kellen Moore is one of those guys. And like Auntie said when she called in, as far as Zach Martin's concerned, you got to think about what's in the best interest of the team.
Right.
Like you touched on last night when you were in the final word last night. No other coach is going to put up with that type of attitude. Like, I don't want to play this, but I don't want to play. If they want you to play quarterback, if they want you to play water boy, you got to play it.
Right.
It's not about you. It's about the team.
No doubt.
I mean, but and another key thing we need to do this Sunday, we need to run the ball more. And if they do decide to start Terrence Nsekhe, as you call him.
and Nsekhe, the Patrick Ewing needs.
Yeah. If they decide to start him, they need to give him some help blocking. And I'm not talking about letting Zeke help. Zeke is not supposed to be blocking no defensive lineman. They need a tight end to do that.
Facts.
Somebody like Dalton Schultz, Jeremy Sprinkle, whoever. Because I know Blake Jarman's not the blocking type tight end. He's more of a finesse tight end.
No doubt, Marv, man. Appreciate you for calling in. Now, brilliant point about Ezekiel Elliott, and we got to get into the details and the mindset of law of diminishing rate of returns. I don't want my what is he a $90 million running back? I don't want my $90 million running back blocking defensive ends or defensive tackles or linebackers all game. I didn't pay him for that. And we can see that, you know, the guy on one of the plays, I need to pull it up. I got the play. It was in the first half or what have you. He bounced to the right side on La'el Collins' side, and he got 5.5. He got 5.5 off the right side, running the rock. So I'm quite sure that Ezekiel Elliott, in the right scheme and system, he can get some yards. Now, I do know that Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they are a good stout run defensive team, and you don't want to continue to ram your head against the wall. But I don't think that Kellen Moore was a guy that was just trying to throw him under the bus as it relates to Dak Prescott. I think that Dak Prescott knew that the play that was called, the play that was designed, think about it. If it was 28 plays and he audible out of the majority of them, 12 of them, whatever the number was, how often did we see Dak Prescott under center when the audible happened? These running plays were probably out of shotgun anyhow. So I don't think that running out of shotgun, and I know that this is a spread offense, is the proper way. We need some power eye. We need some fullback action. We need to have that 12 personnel out there if you're going to run it. Or, damn it, when we get into the money zone, red zone, show me 13. I wouldn't mind seeing 13 or 21 personnel. But you got to establish that on the front end. Let me know if I'm wrong. I got, let me try 804 again. You're live. 804. Paul, you're live.
Oh, hello?
Yeah, what's good, man? You live.
Hey, what's going on, love? Big fan of you for a while.
Appreciate you.
Thing I got on this is I just want the winning culture back in Dallas, the Cowboys. It's like, when we going to get back to that? As far as, like, the players, they know the NFL gunning for us. So any little thing they do, it's going to make the national news. We're not going to get those calls.
Right.
We're going to just have the ball out.
Right.
I just want the winning culture back in there. And I think start from, I know Jerry is Jerry, but as far as the coach, we're going to have to put the foot down and put that culture up in there.
Yeah. You're right. But it starts with the coach, man. I know it starts from the head like Jerry Jones, John Stephen Jones, but the coach got to establish this is my program and this is how I'm going to run it. You know, that is just that I can't say it any other way. So the coach got to look at it like what's best for this team. I was watching this series called All American, and I made it all the way to season 3, and one of the things, the lady, she was a female coach. She have to come in establishing her program. She can't be lackadaisy. She can't be soft. She can't be passive. She got to let them know that, hey, this is my program. And one of the better receivers, he got caught last season taking steroids. He wanted to play, but she was like, he was like, hey, that was last season, blah blah blah. But she looked at him and said, no. Right now, it's better for you to pick up this clipboard and learn. I can't just put you out there because she establishing the dominancy. I digress.
I feel that.
But it's a good series.
I don't care what.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a good series. I watch it too.
yeah. You know exactly what I'm talking about, then.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna give you extra time. It wasn't just her too. It was also. Tay Diggs, when he was coaching, he wanted Spencer James to play on defense. He like, wait a minute, I came here to play wide receiver, man. I ain't finna play nobody's defense. And he said, nah, you came here to play what I want you to play. Am I right or am I right? You know, he didn't say am I right or am I wrong. Yeah,
he learned them real quick.
Yeah. But he was the best. Look, it's a prime example. He was the best player on the team. So if Zach Martin is the best player on the team, hey, I want you to play right tackle. But I want you to play right tackle. Yeah. Am I right? Am I right or am I right?
You're right.
Yeah, man. What else you got, man? I took all your time, man. But go ahead. What you got?
No, it's cool. I just want us to get back to winning, and I've been a Cowboy fan since about '88, bro. I've been through the rough, and I'm still here, loyal. I mean, everybody get head up. We're gonna plow through it. We're gonna get there.
No doubt, man.
That's all I like that for you.
Appreciate you, fam. Salute.
This is Sparta!
484. You live. 484. You live.
Hey, Law.
Yeah. I'm about to start singing. What's good? What's good with you?
How you doing, bro?
Doing good.
My name is Joe Lewis. I'm from Coatesville, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I'm a Cowboy fan since I was born. I was born in 1965. So you know how that feels and everything. But reason why I'm calling is because I've noticed as far as the chats and stuff like that everybody is like, oh, well, we got to win. Understandable.
Right.
I know about winning because as far as being a Cowboy fan, as well as going through the losses, in my years of time. But the thing about it is, win, lose, or draw, if you're a fan, you're a fan.
Right.
If not, quit talking about, we're going to lose, you this, that, third. Guess what? Get up, stop being a bandwagon and be a real fan.
Right.
Shoot, because everybody talk about religion is what they believe in, what they don't believe in.
Right.
Guess what? If you believe in something, believe in it.
Facts.
Don't make these guys feel like, we lose and, they're not human.
Right.
We're all human on this planet. And
Facts.
people don't understand that. Cowboys are going to do what they do.
Mm-hmm.
We already know. We behind the 8 ball 10 out of 10 times. But it's up to them young guys to go ahead and do what they do.
Facts.
If they don't do it, what can you say? But if they put the effort in as far as showing us they trying, I can go with that all day long.
Facts.
And like I said, as far as being a long-time fan, that's what I believe in. I believe in Cowboys. I love your show. I watch it every day faithfully.
Appreciate it.
You, Bosh, all the boys, anything, Boss, Big Game, all y'all. Wow. But you guys are doing a wonderful job. on top of, let me give a shout out to Steele as far as him moving up in the world. Because guess what? I see that as far as y'all future too. Because y'all put the real information out, and most people don't understand that. That's the reason why we got all these other teams hating on us, because you guys put the information out that's real.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you, man. I really appreciate you for calling in with your love and adulations for the nation, and as well as for all of my contemporaries, man. I really appreciate that.
All right. Thank you, brother. Peace out. God bless. Bye-bye.
Amen. Cowboy fan since 1965, and he keeping it live, and he got some brilliant points on that. If you're a fan, you're a fan. You know, that's just how it goes, and I'll get into more details of that down the line. But we got the 215. You're live. Once, twice, you're live. 215. 215. That's your area code. Is that Philly? All right, we're gonna put you on hold right here. All right, so we got the 413. You live.
Hey, this is Paul.
Paul.
This is Paul, Massachusetts.
Shout out to you, Paul. What's good?
I appreciate you taking the call. You know, I hear everybody, you know, I'm in Patriot country out here, and I've been a Cowboy fan for 40 years. Trust me, it's tough.
Right.
I hear everyone talking about Zach Martin and Dak, but do they realize the height of the Chargers receivers we're going up against? I mean, we're looking at 6'4", 6'3", and how tall is Brown?
5'11"-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's what they're going to do. They're going to throw the ball up. It's a jump ball. They're either going to catch it or it's going to be pass interference. That's why they drafted the third rounder out of Oregon State.
Mm-hmm.
Love the show. First-time caller. Appreciate your time.
Oh, appreciate you, Paul. Oh, that's a quick score right there. Appreciate you, man. I feel what you're saying. You know, 6'3.5", 6'4"-ish. Nashawn Wright. We would like to see him on Mike Williams or any of those wide receivers there, but he didn't practice today. DH, what's good from the 702, man? You live.
How's it going, Law?
Going great, man.
Hey, just want to say, hey, I apologize for starting the trend this past week with the Cowboys losing because of special teams. I mentioned it, and then it became a hot button topic on your channel, Vox,
oh my God,
Skywalker Steel. So I started the trend, man. So I apologize about that.
What's the lottery numbers, by the way, man? Can you give me the lottery numbers? I'm gonna play that.
Oh man, you know I gotta keep that secret, man. You
Okay.
know, everything's away.
Go ahead with the show, man.
Anyways, I just want to say I think the Cowboys will win this week. I agree with a couple of the other callers that said, you know, the game plan will change, because just like how we did Tampa Bay, everybody can't do what we did to Tampa Bay. I mean, let's say if it's the Jaguars, they can't do what we did to Tampa Bay. So every game is going to be its own, like it's like going into war. You got to have your own strategy. Mm-hmm. So I think the Cowboys will win. But I think the biggest thing going into this game is, like, when they get down in the 20s, is we have to be able to run the football. I mean, because down in the 20s, it's tough.
Yeah.
Because everybody can play zone. You know what I'm saying? So I think we have to be able to run the ball between the 20s. That's our bread and butter right there. We got to get the ball to Z. Our blocking has to be on point. And I think, like I said, the defense will get that to the quarterback for the Chargers, because their line is not as strong as Tampa Bay. So I think we'll be able to do some good things in this game. I think we'll get the win, but it's going to come down to those things. If something's there, we have to be able to execute that play to get that go-ahead touchdown. So I think we'll be fine. But just Cowboy Nation, we got to remember, every game is its own strategy, its own war. We have to go and we have to execute. We'll be fine, but everybody's not going to be Tampa Bay. I was going to ask you this right here. So, like, people are complaining about Anthony Brown. Mm-hmm. And they're talking about Kennedy, right? But Kennedy can't play on the outside, right?
Right. Well, he played a little bit on the outside when I looked at some of his Jets film. But, yeah, technically he's better inside.
So right now, I mean, you kind of have to go with that. I know some people saying Nation should play, but, I mean, again, if you put Nation out there with Tom Brady, I mean, it might have been the same thing. But he might have got lit up. So, I mean, you got to figure, like, if I'm Tom Brady, I'm not going to throw with Mike Evans with Diggs, because, you know, that's not going to be a favorable matchup. So you got to figure anything you play, whether it's basketball or football or whatever it is, or baseball, it's all about exploiting that mismatch. And you got to give Tom Brady credit. I mean, you got Anthony Brown. He should smoke. Antonio Brown should smoke Anthony Brown.
Right.
And you got to give Tom Brady credit for that.
Right.
So, I mean, just like the Cowboys, you know, if they're going to double Amari, then we got to go to CD or Schultz or whoever's wide open. So you have to exploit those mismatches when they're open. So I think we'll win this week. We'll be fine, and then everybody will be back there like, hey, we're going to the Super Bowl. So,
yeah.
You know.
DH, man, you're always dropping all of these gems, man. And one of the gems that you dropped was like when we get into the red zone, money zone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything condenses as a field, and when you have not been running the rock, play action is less serviceable, right? You're like your play action, like, come on, man, we know what you're not going to do. You're not going to put the ball in the belly of Ezekiel. I want, and I got the play. And I might have to put it out there, but I just don't want to put it out there too quickly because people may think that I'm super negative law. But this is me being objectively. That play, not the one, you know, the one that Ezekiel Elliott caught on the sideline and went out of bounds?
The pass? The
pass, yeah. Not the previous play that he didn't run through the guy or run into the edge because of Jarwin.
Yeah.
But while we was in there, I believe that was a botched play because when Dak did the play action, you know how you roll out Ezekiel Elliott and Dak rolled to the same side. The actual guy that was covering the flat got off of Ezekiel Elliott and came downhill on Dak. So Dak then threw the ball. It was late. If he threw it early, it would have been a touchdown. But guess who was open in the middle?
Oh, yeah. I know Wilson. But
Wilson.
He didn't see Wilson.
He didn't see him. Yeah, he didn't see him.
Yeah, because he was looking at Zeke, and of course Wilson came open late.
Right.
You know, and you just can't see everything. Like it's not mad where you can see the whole field.
You can see the whole field.
You know,
so you think that play, could that been a run play there that he audible out, or it was just a botched play that Ezekiel Elliott flattened too wide and could have came inside a little bit to sell the play action? That would have sucked that outside linebacker in a little bit. Do you think such?
Well, I think it just depends upon what you see in the defense because again, like the previous caller was saying about Dak, as far as maybe audibling out of plays, you got to remember it's what the defense shows you pre-snap. So again, I mean, you're the quarterback and we have to trust Dak. Because, I mean, he knows, like, most of the teams, they're going to pretty much be prepared for us to run the football in between the 20s because Zeke is money down there if he gets past the line of scrimmage. So I think he went to that pass play, and maybe Zeke was his first option, and whoever was second or third, and then that's when Wilson came open late. But he didn't see it because he saw that the guy was running towards him. And of course,
He had set his feet. Yeah. And that's the last thing you want is an interception in the red zone. But I was going to break it down, but I just broke down the Ezekiel Elliott play, the one after that one, and I didn't want to just bring in too much toxic stuff to the Cowboys for people to say, well, Lord, he's negative. You know how that goes, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I feel you, though, man. Good. Yeah. I'm glad that now I know that you watch film because you was like, yeah.
Yeah, and I got one last thing.
Go ahead.
I want you to that Sparta thing for me because I love that Sparta when you hype it up for the fans. Do it for me. But let's say, like, in this game right here, if we win, do you think we'll roll off the next 4 or 5 games in a row?
Shoot,
I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh, yeah. Hey, go and watch my video of we gave a prediction. It was the NFC East round table talk, and I had us losing for game 1, of course, but I had us going on a run for us to finish the season 13-4, by the way. So we finna go on that run after this game.
Okay, yes. So look for our tight ends to be money in this game, though. Our tight ends will be money in this game. Look for them. Look for our tight ends to be money this game.
I'm thinking, yeah, we will be. Appreciate you, fam.
This is Sparta!
It's a good call from him, man. That guy watched tape, man. I love hearing and knowing that. I got the 8-10 UN.
8-10. What's up, Law?
Yeah, what's good, man? Talk to me.
Yeah, man, I just want to touch in on a few things. First of all, I want to say I had noticed when we had got down in the red zone and we had like a pitch to Zeke on that left side and Blake Jerwin missed that tackling assignment. I think Kellen Moore drew up a good play right there.
Thanks.
And Jerwin missed that. He had one guy to block, just one guy on that side. and Zeke is home free, and he missed that block, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then another thing is what I think McCarthy should be more aggressive. Once we get to the 10-yard line and under in the red zone, I think that should be 4-down territory, man. I think anywhere from the 10, 9, 8 on up, it should be 4-down territory because I look at it like this. If you got 8, 9 yards to go and I believe in 4 tries, And 4 tries, I believe Zeke can get 10 yards in 4 tries, man. I really believe they need to be more aggressive on that end. And I believe that game with the Chargers is not going to be close to everybody think it is, because it's no knock on the Chargers, but I just don't think Brady is so smart. He was just, the way he was running them and shifting to see what the defense was doing, and to play with him and Grunt when Lawrence had to switch out on Grunt. It's just Herbert don't got that type of knowledge. Right. He don't have that type of knowledge, man. He just don't. They don't got the personnel that the Bucs got. I don't even think it's going to be close. I really think that the Cowboys going to really hand it to the Chargers, man.
No doubt, man. In order for that to happen, for him to get aggressive like that, you're talking about either 12 or 13 personnel, meaning that you bring in Sprinkles, you have Jarwin still out there so he can be an outside threat, and, of course, you have Schultz, and you have Ezekiel Elliott. Or if you really just want to just get crazy with it, you say, hey, when we in that money situation, do 23. Yeah, that's jumbo there. You got Ezekiel Elliott, and you have let's say Ralston back there and 3 tight ends.
Yeah, I agree with that, Law, because you got to. It's money time when you get down there, man, and all that selling for field goals. You just go for it, man, and then at the end of the day, I mean, the field goal kicker ain't no guarantee you're going to make it no way. So if a team has to march 95, 96 yards, then they just have to march 95, 96 yards. But you got to get aggressive, man. You got to get touchdowns when you get down there. We got to get touchdowns, man.
Got to, man. Appreciate you for calling in.
This is Sparta!
I mean, he's speaking the truth, though, but when you do that, that means that also you trust your defense. So it come hell or high water, if we don't get this first down, then you trust in your defense to hold the opposition in red zone situations, or now they backed up on that side of the field, and you sit there and say, hey, I'm betting on if I don't get this first down, that my defense is going to get the ball back anyway. 478, man. Appreciate you for calling in. 478, you live.
What's going on, Law?
Nothing to it.
I was impressed with the game, man. This not one of the games that I had us winning.
The conference has been locked.
And it was Tom Brady on the other side, but it's one of the measuring stick games where you look back late in the season and you say, okay, I see progress. And for that being a young defense, Brady was doing a lot of manipulating, man. I mean, we was bringing some heat. We should have got a couple pass holding calls. That's why the sacks wasn't there, because a lot of it Brady was getting rid of it, and a lot of it they wasn't calling a lot of holding calls on Tampa. Tampa was they was holding Gregory. They was grabbing and fighting. So that's what I'm interested in this next game is how the Chargers offensive line gonna hold up, how the rookie Rashawn Slater gonna hold up against Michael Parsons. And I want to see that when we bring all them pass rushes out there on Justin Herbert. And we got a couple turnovers. We created turnovers in the game off of Brady. Some uncharacteristic stuff that that defense was doing some nice things on Tampa Bay. And another thing I want to see us play with the lead. I want to see us grab a lead and play that way we can get the running game involved. Like, I felt like with Big Sue down there and Vita Bay, that was a hard task to ask us to go and run the ball like that, and then Tom Brady scoring. You feel me?
Facts.
That's a different beast. It's a whole different beast playing with a lead too. Then defense can play a little bit more relaxed and put some pressure on it. It's just a different ball game, man. Dealing with Tampa, that was for them to come out and play like they played, man, that was good. But I'm ready to see what we can do.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you for calling in. We're going to run through these right quick. It's going to be 2 minutes sharp, okay? All right, so we got the 310. You in?
What's up, Roy Nation?
What's good with you? Talk to me.
How about them boys?
How about them? I love the energy. What you got for this episode?
Let's go. I have my boys out by 40. 40-15.
40-15. Oh my goodness, man! Don't you know I would be so crunk if my boys put up 40 burgers and they only have 15? Oh, this show is gonna be crazy, man! Y'all gonna be like, man, this dude. No, I know he get a check. That's why he's live right now. He must get a check from the government. He said he worked for the government, but no, he gets checks from the government, and I'm talking about those special ones. Let's go! Yeah. I want it.
I want me some glory hole.
Come on.
Are you not entertained?
Come on.
Are you not entertained?
This is Sparta!
Well, I'm hitting all of the buttons, man. 40? Shit. Hey.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Come on. What else you got for this episode? Man, that's the energy I need.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go, Dak Prescott.
Yeah, 400 more yards, baby. Especially if you're going to
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Appreciate you
All
calling
Nation,
in.
talk to you later, bro.
Anytime. Oh, my goodness, man. That's the type of energy I've been looking for. I was about to say, let's shut this thing down. But, man, this dude came in with all type of energy. 385, you live.
Hi, Law.
Hey, what's going on? Talk to me.
It's my first time calling.
Appreciate you.
I got 2 points.
Okay.
One, the turnovers. When we get them turnovers, I think we should capitalize on them and make touchdowns.
Facts.
Instead of field goals.
Facts.
2, if we're running the ball, we should have Zeke in front of Pollard, blocking them blocks for Pollard, and then Pollard running for touchdowns.
Okay. Make Ezekiel Elliott the lead fullback. Yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah.
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 I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, so it's good 20 personnel there. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. And 3, I think we're going to win if we do all these things.
Yeah. I mean, control the clock, put the ball in the belly of Ezekiel Elliott or Tony Pollard, and, of course, control the field. Make sure that your team get turnovers and takeaways. That will help.
Yeah. And a question for you on AB. Do you think if he does bad enough that they'll replace him? And then that's all I got.
Oh, no doubt. Appreciate you for calling in. I'll answer that in a few. You scored a quick touchdown there. I like that one. I think that the Cowboys will still ram their head against the wall. That's just what we do. I don't think that they will bench them mid-game or anything like that. We still have boss man Fat that need to come back from an injury, from a groin situation, as well as Nashawn Wright. He's not practicing due to family concerns or what have you. So we need these young guys to show up and practice. So I don't think that the Cowboys would do one or the other of moving Jordan Lewis onto the outside. That's just how it goes. I just don't think that the Cowboys would do that. All through training camp, we've seen Jordan Lewis practice primarily inside the slot. So it's just one of those situations for us that we're going to have to live or die by Anthony Brown. 469, you're live.
Finally. Okay, what's up, Law?
Into it, man.
Well, first of all, the fact that we were even in that ball game, and the fact that Brady had to win it by a classic Brady drive to win it by a game-winning field goal, that shows us. That shows the world that the Cowboys are for real this season. Now, we cannot play man coverage. Our defense is not good enough yet, and defensive coordinators always want to play man coverage with our defense. Anthony Brown cannot do that. The Chargers will destroy us. The Chargers really, in my opinion, are favorites to win this game. If I'm betting money personally, I'm taking the Chargers. I bet every week. So if I'm betting money, I'm taking the Chargers personally. Brandon Staley, he's one hell of a defensive coordinator. He's one hell of a defensive play caller. He runs quarters. His defense is designed not to put up points on it, literally. So they're going to see a lot of two deep safety looks, which means we're going to have to run the ball. Brings me to my next point. Everyone keeps talking about Zach Morton. Zach Morton not wanting to be a team guy and whatnot. The Cowboys see value in him at that position. If he's not at that position, we're not going to be able to run the ball very well because Brandon Staley will happily play two deep coverage and still stop the run on us. So he's going to have to be in there. He's going to have to be in there in the middle to get Zeke some yards because whenever he's in there, Zeke gets, probably 3 to 4 yards a carry maybe on a good day. But if he's not in there, run game is going to struggle because Staley will happily play that 2 deep coverage, and Dak is going to have to make it truly a chess match, basically.
So in order to beat this 2 deep, I give you extra time. By the way, you sound pretty cool with this football IQ. So with 2 deep safety look or 2 deep coverage in general, I would propose that the Cowboys, I know it's not favorable, but they're gonna have to line up in 12 personnel. Keep one of the tight ends on both sides for protection, max pro, and the other tight end you got to send him vertically middle of the field to get him out of that look. That's the issue with 2 deep safeties, and of course you can still run some 7 concepts on your outside, and then with a lighter box with 2 deep safety look, then you can probably get Ezekiel Elliott going. So the Cowboys got to be able to be flexible. Good offenses should be able to be flexible, and good quarterbacks. If Dak Prescott is elite, like we said that he is, or heading to, then 2 deep safety look, even with pressure in the face, he should be able to rack up some yards. Am I right or am I wrong?
Brings me to my next point.
Go ahead.
The Cardinals and the Titans. You said that basically, well, I get what you were saying, but the NFL has evolved. It's now in a, how can I put this, an ambiguous, innovative league. And with the way that Kingsbury runs his offense, that college style of offense, if you look at the way they beat the Titans basically did what you said the Cowboys should do in this game against the Chargers. Basically, that's the way they play. That's their offense. Yeah, Ryan Tannehill, he tried to pass a little more than usual to Julio Jones, because they got Julio Jones now, but that still didn't work. They locked him up. And they still got some pretty good receivers over there, too, and it still didn't work because the Cardinals are putting up points, forcing them to play. So that's what the Cowboys are going to have to do, in my opinion, too. This is a new day in the NFL, and I don't believe that heavy type of run scheme is going to work anymore the way the Cowboys used to win when they had Romo. I know that's the way people have been used to football for basically forever, since, maybe the past half century. That's what everyone's been used to. But I don't think that's going to win against the Chargers. I just don't think so. The Cowboys can get in the heavy run personnel, and I still think the Chargers will stop them in a 2 deep safety look. I still believe that if they brought out a heavy front.
Okay, I'm going to have to do some homework and watch that Cardinals game. I only saw the highlights of it, so I can't give you my fair assessment on that one. Mm-hmm.
That's Kingsbury offense. He does not get into heavy run personnel or anything like that, but they will still run the football out of the shotgun, like what you were saying.
You was talking about the inverse. I thought you was talking about the Titans of what they did on the offense to the Cardinals defense. But you said
both basically. The Titans, their run scheme is different from the Cardinals. The Cardinals still put up good amount of rushing yards. They still put up 62 rushing yards. Looking at the stats of the game, but they don't get into that heavy run personnel the way everyone else does if they wanted to establish the run.
Oh, you're talking about spread concepts, running out of that spread concept. So I will have to wait until the end of the year. I can't just go off of one game because you know how that goes. Now everybody's looking at the all 22. They buried into the film and they saying, okay, I see what the Cardinals did. And we'll see if they're going to keep that up. And on top of that, the Titans, too. The running game, it goes a whole lot different when it get cold in the National Football League. So that's why it's different phases of football, especially on defense and as well as with the running. That's why they say defense travel. And then on top of that, if a good run team also spits out a good defensive team. But I'm not going to counsel the Titans out so quick just because of one game, especially it being the first game. But we'll come back and we'll put a pin on that one.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm not going to cancel them out. But my last point, I know you got to get to everybody. It's a lot of people. In this game, Dallas, we can't play man coverage against the Chargers. The Chargers will kill us, like I said. I said, in my opinion, they're favored to win. And help Anthony Brown out. We're going to have to help him out. He must get help. He must have help. If we do not have a 2 deep look to some type of zone concept, the Chargers will win the football game. And that's my 2 cents.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you. A good call from the 469.
Thank you.
A good call from him. All right, I got my guy over here been waiting patiently. Montana, man, what's good? Talk to me.
What's up with you?
Nothing to it, man. Sir. Talk to me, man.
You know me. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I just feel like once again, it's like when coming up against the Bucs, I just feel like why all of a sudden the Cowboys just can't score. Or they can't do this, they can't do this. Oh, the Chargers got Rashawn Slater and they got Joey Bosa. Oh, they got Derwin James.
Yeah.
Okay. Their linebackers are sus.
Mm-hmm.
The other three players that play on that front line is sus. Their corners is sus.
Mm-hmm.
The other safety is sus. Herbert has played 1 year. Granted, he's been playing decent.
Mm-hmm.
Until he gets 6 years in, who knows? The dude could just have one good year, one good start, and implode. Who knows?
Right.
I agree with Keenan Allen. Like I said before, he's in that top tier route running. Everybody like, oh, Mike Williams, he's 6'4", he's this. Mike Williams is the possession receiver. He's the guy to go to on third and short, out routes. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they got KJ Hill. I'm a Buckeye fan. I know KJ Hill weakness.
Right.
He drops the ball a lot. He did it at Ohio State.
Right.
Like I said, the Cowboys is the most complete team in the NFC East.
No doubt.
They have maybe one or two holes, you know, with Anthony Brown being that hole, and, you know, missing offensive lineman. Outside of that, that was complete, man. That's all I got. Go Cowboys.
No doubt, Montana, man. Appreciate you, man. Great concept of what we need to do out there in order to get this dub. And he's right, man. You look at all of the wide receivers that they got opposed to what we have on defensive side of the coin. Yeah, we can talk about Anthony. He get burned Brown. But we're looking at the concept of how they run routes opposed to, man, Buccaneers just got some weapons. And I'm not sitting here saying that, you know, that we couldn't have won last game. Of course, kicker make his kicks, we win. You know, it'd be a whole different type of conversation. It'd probably be 5,000 people watching right now because people have been like, yeah, man, the Cowboys won or what have you, and this guy's talking about him. Let's listen to more what he got to say. But 786, you're live.
Hello.
Talk to me.
Hey, brother, man. Hey, I'm just from an outside perspective, man. I like what you're doing here, man. And, you know, I'm an AFC East guy, you know, Miami guy. And,
okay.
Yeah, from an outside perspective, like I said, man, I see you guys with a dominant offensive line. But for the life of me, I just don't understand the concept of having Tony Pollard not utilized more, knowing that when he's up the middle in that interior line, he produces more than Zeke. I mean, I know the love fest was Zeke, but when you guys need the yardage, Tony always comes through. Now, my second part to that is I cannot for the life of me read your 12-man personnel, man. I mean, who is it that blocks the best for you guys? I mean, is it Jarwin or is it Schultz and is it vice versa? Who's the guy that goes vertical for you guys, tight end wise? Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, appreciate you. Oh, okay. Well, the vert guy is Jarwin, and then the guy that's blocker is 86, Schultz. But Schultz last year becoming along as one of the better tight ends on this team. So he can take it vertically as well. So he's no one to sneeze at. It's just that the Cowboys got to figure that out. I think that Schultz is a better blocker in that 12 personnel. And then Sprinkles, and then it's Jarwin. Jarwin is the least of the guys that can block.
So you trust Schultz more than Jarwin to catch?
I trust in traffic Schultz to catch, and I trust the person that's going to take the top off or vertically stretch it, I trust Jarwin out of all of them. But Schultz is a sure hands catcher, man. He'll catch it in between some guys.
Man.
He'll pull that
I'm
ball
looking
in.
on here now, and it's kind of hard to dissect it, man. But, yeah, I would really like you to answer that Tony Pollard question because from what I've seen the past couple of years, the guy's dominant, but they just don't utilize him a lot.
Well, you got sensitive feelings with that. And I'm not saying that Ezekiel Elliott is trash or anything. Pollard just got a little bit more wiggle to him, curate space on his own. Ezekiel Elliott is more of he used to be that guy that can just bounce and just get upfield. But Ezekiel Elliott, body over the years, been ripped in, you know. So it's just one of those things. Whereas Ezekiel Elliott is the tailback, the head one, and Tony Pollard is the two, you know. So That's the only way I can put it, to just keep everything fair and balanced. But that's just how it goes, unfortunately.
That's fair enough, man. I really thank you for the insight, man. I'll be picking your brain more throughout the season, man. Miami seeing you guys. Don't stop.
Anytime. Appreciate you for calling in. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Are you not entertained?
This is
Are you not
Sparta!
entertained?
Good call from him, man, by the way, from the outside looking in. And my thing is, I like I said, I like Ezekiel Elliott run style. I like Tony Pollard run style. I just think that Tony Pollard create more within a small confined area, got cat-like quickness. Even off of that red zone situation, I think that Tony Pollard should get some touches, or they should do something creative enough to have both of those running backs out there and force the teams, because teams are already planning to stop Ezekiel Elliott. You know they're going to sell the form to stop him. Why not have both guys out there at the same time if you don't want to go power and go finesse? If you're going to be finesse, go finesse. Have Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott in the red zone. Fake it to Ezekiel Elliott because everybody know that they want to stop 21 and give the ball to Tony Pollard. 575, you live. Or just 67.
Hello.
Yeah, what's good? You live.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear the 575.
575.
What's up, Bob? I'm going to make this short and sweet. I do agree with everybody on the run game. And another thing, too, on the Chargers, when they beat Washington, they were very efficient on third down. It was pretty interesting. So I think if the defense can lower that down and force them to punt or just kick field goals, it gives our offense a solid chance to win. And the only thing that really concerns me going into this game, I kind of looked at the stats for the past 3 years, the 18, 19, and 20 season. We were 8-15 on the road. So I'm hoping the Dan Quinn defense can help change that and turn that around. And one more thing, I want to get your take on this. For week 1, 9 teams had to score 30 or more points to pull out the W. And do you think that will probably be the case going into week 2 against the Chargers? Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate your time.
Most certainly. Appreciate you for calling in. I think that this team, you got to score 30 or more points. It's just something crazy with that stat record there. And you're right. You know, we got to get this thing going early and often. We got to make sure all of those points that he just made can stick. And he's right on the money with it. All right, so I got one more question right here. 501, you live.
Law, listen here.
Talk to
I feel like I got to bring everybody back.
Bring them back.
Back to last weekend. You know what we saw last weekend? We saw what I think is the best quarterback in football right now.
Facts.
We saw one game, and he was better than Tom Brady, I'm telling you.
Right.
Dak answered every question that we had.
Mm-hmm.
We was worried about his ankle. It's okay. Worried about his shoulder. It's okay. And do you remember the last time you saw the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense before that game?
in the Super Bowl.
They had let Patrick Mahomes run 500 yards before he even threw the ball.
Right. Facts.
He played exceptionally well. One interception. C.D. Lamb, that was a drop.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And you talk about putting the team on your back. Here's what we know. What Kellen Moore knows, what Mike McCarthy knows. We know our quarterback is back. We know he's probably the best player on the team, if not on the field right now.
Facts.
And he's calm, he's cool, collected. After he got back from that injury, he went out there and he man, could you tell he missed any preseason snaps?
No, it didn't look like it at all. No.
I could tell it. He went out there through 400 yards, and no wonder that Trayvon Diggs' boy mixed him up with Patrick Mahomes. He thought he was. He plays like it.
Facts, yeah.
We got every reason to be excited. Dak Prescott, he's a star in the NFL, and am I the only one that feels like he got a little bit elevated last game?
Yeah, I mean, he was elevated, man.
He showed a lot of people a lot of stuff, and it wasn't just physical toughness. Coming back from that injury, it was mental toughness.
Yeah.
You know, there was one time he did an RPO down there in the red zone, right there where he got injured last year, and he kept the ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's bold.
No doubt,
He
man.
kept it and ran, and he was everything that we expected and more.
Mm-hmm.
Confident, cool, made every single throw. and he was running around with that ball like he had never broke his leg or anything. And look here, I know if there are no moral victories, I accept that.
Mm-hmm.
But anybody that tells me that Dak Prescott walked off that field the other night as a loser, they're going to get an argument from me.
No doubt, man. I really appreciate you for calling in. Thank you so much, man.
This is Sparta!
That's Mike, man. Appreciate you from the 501. All right, so he was the last caller of the day, man. I really appreciate everybody for calling in and being part of this episode. I went over my time. I'm going to have to start putting a timer on my episodes. I'll be going 2-3 hours with this thing. But Cowboy Nation, I just wanted to let you guys know that even with Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard, I've been reading some of your comments while the caller was calling in. Keep in mind, yes, Ezekiel Elliott is all-around back, and he saved Dak Prescott ASS all this previous game, by stepping inside the A gap, sliding over to B gap protection if possible, and just being part of that, a person that can stonewall on protection as it relates to helping the quarterback standing upright. The thing is, the law of diminishing rate of returns will occur. That's just natural things, a natural process of life, by the way. So the Cowboys, either they're going to have to change some of the philosophy scheme set of this offense and bring in a fullback to do most of that heavy work of blocking, making sure they chip the edge guys and these sorts of things. There will be a better situation for them. They're going to have to figure that out. Maybe you lose out on an extra wide receiver out there. Maybe you keep the fullback in and you only keep one tight end in instead of 12. Maybe that will be the situation and go 11 personnel or go 21 personnel, I meant to say. That would probably be a better outcome for this team. But however, like the other caller said, this is a spread style of offense now, or new NFL league, whereas everybody want to spread the defense out, go down the field, throw deep vertical balls, challenge the middle of the field, do some end arounds. Maybe you do a lot of creative things that way, right? But this team going to have to find their ground. Offense should be the least of our worries. Defense should be the main situation. If we can get turnovers and takeaways and things like that, that should go a long way opposed to a short way. Cowboy Nation, really appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank everybody who called. Thank those who gave the donation. I believe we have one right here. Let's go with it and let the AI speak. This is from
Physicality
JR.
is key in this game. Lean on these boys' wit to run and see if they still standing by the end of the game. Flexed bicep, fist, rock on gesture. Zeke going for 132 TDs.
2 tubs just from JR. Appreciate you so much for your donations there. Shout out to those that's on the Facebook groove. Marvin, thank you for doing the stars there. I see you over there for 200 stars. Appreciate that. And as well as Sin City Cowboy, thank you guys. And everybody, man, that's been a part of this episode. Shout out to everybody that's here. Shout out to those who shared this content. If you're live watching right now, can you all do me a favor? There's a share icon at the bottom of the feed. Click that share icon. Share this to your Twitter or share this to your personal groups and on Facebook. And let me know when you done it or did it or what have you. Just put shared or I shared or what have you. And I really appreciate that. That goes a long way to help grow this channel. And if you like the channel, man, just hit that like button. But if you listening all the way up to this point and you had not hit that like button, come on.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Yeah, because I envision like one day I don't have to work at my day job. I can just come here and do an 8-hour show. Hell, we'll chop it up into segments or what have you. And we will have more time for me to do film analysis and breakdown. If you guys are new to my Patreon, and if you want to do film study, I got the all 22 clip of the entire game on my Patreon. And I know some people say, well, why it's not free? Well, that Patreon is a way to resource everything out because that video file is 2 gigs for me to upload to keep on my hard drive. And all of this stuff, it costs money, unfortunately. But the lowest membership for Patreon is 99 pennies. Also, that what will be loaded is the Washington team versus the Chargers game. The full clip of the all 22 versions of that. So go to my Patreon. I'm on multiple platforms. Check that out. The link is in the scrolling device underneath. And, of course, there's other ways to contribute to this channel by hitting up that PayPal and Cash App. I don't tell people all day, hey, hit the Cash App, hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal. That's just not me. But if you guys like what you heard today, be sure to hit that up. And for the Eagles week, I will be out of town due to family funeral arrangements. I will be out of town for that. I really appreciate all of you guys who sent me prayers in this troublesome time that we living through. I really appreciate you guys for helping the nation out and sending me prayers and prayer emojis and letting me know to keep my head up. I tell the people all the time, when we do this conversation, this is a therapy session. Not for you guys, but for me. I love talking to people. It makes my day go by faster. And that weekend I will be gone, unfortunately. But I will be in the beautiful state of California. So I just really appreciate you guys for stepping up and being there for me. All right, Cowboy Nation, really appreciate you guys for jumping in and tuning in. Let's go. Let's continue to grind and shine. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys. Let's go. Appreciate everybody that shared. I will be doing quick shout outs to everyone. Oh, and hopefully that roll credit scenes will be at the end for those who contribute in this episode. Appreciate everybody. Let's continue to grind and shine. I always tell people to write this down. Write this down. When you're up against the struggles, meet it squarely face to face. Lift your chin, set your shoulders, plant your feet, and take a brace. When it's vain to try to dodge it, do the best that you can do. You may fall, you may conquer. See this thing through. Black may be the clouds about you, and your future may seem grim, but don't let your nerve desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. If worse is bound to happen in spite of all that you do, remember, you're facing what other legends have met. You got to keep your head high, eyes to the finish. See this thing through. One love, Cowboy Nation. Yes, we're just facing what other legends have met. Roger Staubach, Troy Aikman. Yeah, shout out to Troy Aikman in this episode. Emmitt Smith. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Michael Irvin. Yeah. Jimmy Johnson. You just got to see this thing through, baby. It's right around the corner, one way or another. Let's go. Turn me up. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, I'm too crunk now, baby. Yeah. Like I say, a prize fighter, even when he's down, he continue to swing. Yeah. Tony Dorsett too. Moose.
Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she freeze. Photo, please, no photos. Jeez, no, please, no photos.
Jerry, tell him.
Hit the door and the dumb and just whole team here. Might need some. Still young, but I move like a new deal to my lawyer. If you're down in my management, I'm just warming up a way till I overdose. Saw the numbers one, different colors in my bag.
Come on, Dak.
Chalk it up, talk of the time when you're talking up. Wanna get you a ring and you tough enough. Wanna get you new things with your pockets dull. Run it up. I used to be quiet and out of luck. Now I move up and move humble cause the hate and the jealousy. My mama telling me count up your blessings and run it up. Nowadays nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she freeze. Photo, please, no photos. Jeez, no, please, no photos. I keep giving game away. I put game on layaway. I got paid to play today. I get paid to stay away. I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, have me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up.
Shout out to you, Alex. Don't forget to put down where you guys are from. Yeah.
I'm just doing me. Everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up.
Yeah.
Bankroll.
Come on.
Euro. Peso.
Let's go.
Add it up. I'm just doing me. Everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up.
Roll
Told you if
credits.
it's on me. Everything is on
Appreciate
me. Gon'
everybody.
back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck. Country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold hearted, now I'm backed up. Keep it real, I do this once a month. I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car till you tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the
Shout out to you,
Pray
City of
up,
Lions.
get money, then we lay low.
Yeah.
Add it up.
Hey.
Euro. Peso. Add it up. I'm just doing me. Everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Bankroll. Euro.
Hey, skill.
Peso. Add it up.
Do me a
I'm
favor.
just doing me. Everything is on
Lean
me. Oh, you matter
forward
what?
just a little bit.
Add it up. Told you if it's all me. Everything is on me.
Slap the
Gon' back it
Godzilla
up.
out of him. Go to your room.
Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Told you if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up.
Nah, you gonna take this whooping. Lean forward just a little bit. From the 614, yeah. Let's go, baby. I see you, fam. Hey, ho, come on. Really appreciate everybody who participated. Shout out to the credits, the Willers and the Dillers, the moderators too. Will Glock, appreciate you, one of the mods. Shout out to you as well. It's a dig with Charles. Come on. Yeah. It's a lovely day.
Take a bite of my burger, babe. Save the last bite for you.
And what we tell them?
Don't let the street lights hit you all alone.
Paul, my brother, appreciate you.
You know it's dangerous to go alone.
Hey, oh.
Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I be your player too?
Shout out to you, Mike and Mary.
Wherever you go, whatever you do.
I think their anniversary was this month. Appreciate you guys. Deshaun Taylor. Ball up, yeah. Come on. Hey.
7 years of perfect love.
Will, salute to you for the donation to help elevate the nation. Come on.
Finding you was the one I lost. 7 wonders all in one. All in one. Don't let the street lights hit you all alone.
Don't let them street lights hit you. Larry Lance, appreciate you.
To go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I be
Love Dallas Cowboys. I see you, fam. One way or another. GMB, John.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, play it too.
Play the tune, baby.
If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so
Let's go.
far. If a paper
Rodney
crane
K,
can
appreciate you.
fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
Let's go. One way or another. We out, baby.
You have to.
Lord
be your
King,
biggest fan.
83.
And when
Appreciate
things are
you.
really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to
Big
follow
Bone,
that.
I see you.
Because you don't
Fort
know
Hood in the house as well. From Canteen Sports Show. Come on. Hey. At this time, I want to tell everybody again, check out me on iTunes. Check out me on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, as well as Roku and Amazon TV. Cowboy Nation, we everywhere. Alex, appreciate you.
Because you don't know who you're going to meet.
Come on. As you ride around in your 88 Cutlass, just know, brighter days is ahead. Greater days ahead. Winning victory is ahead. Come on. Prayers for Leon Lett. Hope his leg is okay. Sugar Daddy 1 Williams. Yeah, we'll tell the haters leave for a little bit, Cake TV. But Jerry, you gotta tell them first.
I want me some glory hole.
Shout out to Jim Law. I see you, Rashad, man. I see you. Appreciate you. My brother's a diehard Eagles fan. I understand.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
My dogs, though, right there. Texas Taco, appreciate you 254. Let's go. Sean Don Juan, let's go.
Finish him.
You have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that. Because you don't know who you're going